What? Russia's in Syria now? No, no, no. I'm Paul Begley. You got some coffee? Because you need to get a cup of coffee. You just need to sit down and get a cup of coffee, because we're living days right now, folks, in the days that the Bible absolutely told us about. 1 second. Quickly, let me go to the news story. World Net Daily is reporting exclusively this morning that Russian military technicians were in Syria in the last recent days to inspect the country's missile and army installations, a top Egyptian security official has told World Net Daily. Say it again. Did you say that? Can you say that again? Say what? 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 Are you serious, Russia? Yes. Russian military technicians sent into Syria in recent days to inspect the country's missile and army installations, according to a top Egyptian security official told World Net Daily. Now, the move comes amid Syrian fears that a Turkish-backed NATO military campaign may try to target the regime of President Bashar Assad. It's very possible, folks, very possible, that Turkey may be the one that spearheads the attack against Syria, because Turkey is a member of NATO. Of course, the atrocities, the mass murdering, the mayhem, the misery of the Muslims under Bashar Assad needs to come to an end. Obama says he must go. Hillary Clinton said he has to go. Joe Biden said he's going to be gone. Not only them, but so has all of the NATO members, England, France, everybody calling for an end of it. And so has Turkey. Well, the move comes, and the Syrians are afraid that the Turkish-backed NATO military campaign may try to target the regime of Bashar Assad, who is widely accused of human rights abuses and attempting to quell a 4-month insurgency. 4 months? This thing's been going on 10 months? Assad? This thing's been going on 10 months. I got this text today about this very article this morning from Stephen of Oklahoma, so I had to go digging deep to find it. He's right. Now, because your mass media will never tell you about this. Never. The Egyptian security officer said that Russia and Syria both back an Arab League deal signed by Damascus yesterday that calls for observers to oversee the Syrian troop withdrawals from the insurgent strongholds. Guys, what a joke! Did you know that 10,000 soldiers defected away from President Assad yesterday? 10,000 soldiers, Syrian soldiers, defected. They left. I said, that's it. We're going to go side with the people. We're going to go side with NATO. Did you also know? No, I know you don't know. If you've been watching MSNBC, Fox News, or any of the other major and mainstream CNN, you don't know that right now there is NATO boots on the ground in Jordan along the border of Syria. And hundreds of those boots on the ground are whose? The United States of America. So as the NATO forces, led by the USA, sets on the border of Syria right there in Jordan, protecting Jordan and keeping Jordan from an uprising, which I think their people would love to have done, because King Abdullah II's already fired his entire government. But that's another question. They're sitting there staring across the border at Syria. Meanwhile, Russia's got 2 battleships sitting in the coast of the waters of the Mediterranean on the borders of Syria. But so does the Americans have a battleship there. Missiles are sitting everywhere, pointing in every direction, folks, including Turkey. And so Assad is seeing the wheels of his administration, the wheels of his regime are falling off, folks. They are falling off. What does he do about it? He kills another 47. He kills another 23. He kills another 14. Every day, President Assad continues to murder now over 5,000 citizens, and 4,000 of them are missing as he tries to cling to power, much like Muammar Gaddafi did. He still wears the Monty suits, but his kingdom has been numbered, folks. just like a king in the Bible I read about. His days have been numbered. He's been weighed in the balances. And he's been found wanting according to the word of God. Now, if he was to look into, you might say, Paul, how do you know? How do you know? How do I know? Because I read the scriptures. First of all, Damascus, Syria may become the battlefield, may become the battleground. You can find that if you go to the book of Jeremiah and read verse in chapter 49 and read it. It's Jeremiah 49 verses 23 through 27. It talks about the fall of Damascus. It talks about the young men dying in the streets, which is happening right now. It discusses the fact that Syria is going to change hands, and it is happening. Now, if you also read in the Bible, Isaiah chapter 17 verse 1, it says, behold, the burden of Damascus. Behold, the city Damascus will no longer be a city, but will become a ruinous heap. Are we headed in that direction? We may be. Russia's sticking their nose in it now. They're all walking around, trying to make sure, turning the boats, making sure, loading the guns, making sure all of Syria's missiles are working, because they can sense it, that the NATO forces are going to impose and instill a no-fly zone. How do you do that? By sending NATO airplanes across over top the country of Syria and blow up all of their military installations, knock out their air force, take over air superiority, and then turn the troops that are sitting in Jordan loose into the country, along with giving ammunition and artillery, guns and weapons and training to the citizens and the defected 10,000 soldiers of Syria to march on Damascus. Damascus will become the battleground of the end of Bashar Assad. The question is, will Russia jump in and try to stop the fall of Assad? Or will Russia back off, allow Assad to fall, and put their stake and claim in Iran? That's what I believe is going to happen. I'm not prophesying it to you, but I'm telling you, Syria will fall. Assad is going down. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be bloody, and it may take another 4 or 5 months, but he will go down. The battlefield is where? Damascus, according to Jeremiah 49 and Isaiah 17. Also, it's part of the prophecy of Daniel chapter 11, 41 through 45. Syria's Assad will fall. Misery will come upon Damascus. The city will be a rubble. It will be really a war zone. I don't know how bad it gets, but it will be ugly. Russia, I believe, will back off and give up Assad in Syria and stake their claim with Iran. And that is what's setting up the battle of the Middle East. Potentially, Psalms 83 war, when all these nations shall come against Israel, and tidings will come from the east, which is China, and from the north, which is Russia. Folks, stay with me. Bible prophecy is happening absolutely instantaneous. I'm saying this to you today. This video is so important because I'm telling you, I'm everything but prophesying it. And I'm so close to wanting to go ahead and do it because I can just see it in the Word of God. But I don't have it, thus saith the Lord, given to me in my spirit, so I must refrain. But I will say this. It is so evident what's going on that it's going likely to happen. High percentage that it will. My question is to you. Are you saved? Paul, you say that all the time and it gets to me. I know. Because if you don't get saved and the church, the bride, leaves and meets the bridegroom, let's just say the bridegroom cometh and the bride is ready. And believe me, the bride is ready right now. Most of the bride has got their lamps filled with oil. Many of them have no spots on the garments. Some got wrinkles. Get rid of the wrinkles, please. That means get rid of any hard feelings. Get rid of any weights and sins that easily beset you. Have love one toward another. I'm telling you, the bridegroom's coming. The bride's getting ready. My question is to you. Do you want to be left behind to face the wrath of the winepress of the wrath of God, as it says? Do you want to be around during the horrific time of the earth and the planet cracks open and blood and smoke and fire and destruction? Give your life to Jesus. Call me right now. Send me a personal message right here. I want to be saved. I want to be saved. I want to be saved. Do it right here on YouTube.